Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion. So today we are back in Galtrev. We've got a couple of quests from last time that we need to hand in. And then we should have some follow-ups from both these NPCs. So let's just speak to them.
The Ukwirod requires us to give welcome to Devodiad.
You have done well. Perhaps you are ready for a more challenging task in the wolf hunt. So there we go, going to get two quests. Okay, so they're going to give us both at the same time. So there'll be a quest to kill the advanced wolves and a quest to kill the boss wolf.
Hear me out, Devodiad, for I have a tale to tell.
If you happen to see Hardfang when you venture out, you must face him. The hunters of Galtrev have all tried and failed, and many who met him were borne home with mortal wounds. A hunter of Galtrev must attempt to defeat Hardfang, for every battle weakens him. So we're going to slowly kill him, death by 1,000 needles. To be fair, I don't think he's actually that far from the walls of Galtrev, so you could probably plink him with arrows instead of putting your men at danger, but whatever.
Hear me out, Devodiad, for I have a tale to tell.
The wolves are the most terrifying in their own lair, where other beasts of the wild dare not roam. The bravest of our warriors would often venture there to fight the hardier wolves in their territory. The lair is not far from here. It is just north of Galtrev. May the Gwyrod be with you, Pendulous. May the force be with you. So speak to Lowry.
Drugovar and Kunanoon hunt at night.
These shanks will make a lovely meal for my folk, Pendulous, and we need all the nourishment we can get in these uncertain times. Thank you for your service to Galtrev, but I have more to ask of you. We need bigger slices of bacon.
Many foul things dwell in the shadows. I fear wolves will be the least of our troubles.
In the western parts of Prenguid, you will find a huge den of the even meaner, nastier kin of Bloodtusk, lurking in great numbers. These are the elders of the common boars, and they are even worse than their younger cousins. If you wish to prove that you are a worthy hunter of game, you should go cull some of them boars next. So follow up for that. But we haven't got the quest to kill Bloodtusk. Okay, so that would probably be a follow-up to this one then. So maybe we don't get that one at the same time. So yeah, as before, we can ignore Maxon and the quest ring that's in the centre of town, but we've got another hand in for Envis after that little wizard quest line from last episode. You find my shiny ball. Oh, thank you, Pendulous. I'm going to play. Goodbye. Any nice cosmetics? Got a pair of trousers which we can't see. We've got some boots, which are not too bad cosmetically. They're kind of like mostly kind of leathery, but they've got a little bit of armor plating down the bottom. Do these dye nice? Black. I'm doing the back colour black. You moron. Boots black. Or they go pretty black. I don't know. Umber. Okay, so it dyes pretty well. Does it dye the metal bit? It looks like it does, doesn't it? So let's go red. Yes, it does dye the front bit as well. You could probably make some interesting cosmetics out of that one. And then we have a ring as well. So hand that one in. So there's no follow-ups from him. I don't think that activates another quest in town off the top of my head. I may be wrong. Because we did marry over here. So yeah, I think we're good. So we just got these 3 quests then. So we're going to head back out the north side of town. We'll swing by the wolf encampment first. So we just bungee down these hills. So we did head over this way last time, but these wolves didn't count for our original quest because we needed the common guys. But this time we do need the elder wolves. We need 10 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, dismounted, 5, 6, 7, come on, 8, oh, the one's reset, 8 again then, and this one will be 9, oh, we can pull you back, 10 I think. Now let's get some AoE down before we die horribly here. Oh, one's reset behind us. There we go, murder. Actually no, a couple of them must have reset when I wasn't looking, because this will only be number 8. So they must have a very short lease range then, before they go to reset. So there we go, there's one literally just behind me. The one we want should be down here by this cave. There we are, we can see it there, Hardfang. Just grab these two, deal with these two first, then we'll fight the big boy. Just in case it actually turns out it does a bit of damage. There we go. So that's ready to hand in. Now we need the big boy. Come on. That's a big wolf. That's a huge dire wolf. I think that would... that's big even by like Game of Thrones dire wolf standards. Meant to be the size of a horse. It's definitely bigger than a horse. Right, so we defeated that. Now we don't need to fight any more of these wolves. We're probably going to end up pulling a few as we leave. But we can just ignore those. So if we carry on heading west. So now we need the elder boars. So they're all the big pigs that are down by the lake, just having a little swim, rolling around in the mud. So we just need to get west of this southerly road and head slightly south. So it's kind of where the junction is, where you turn off to walk into the south gate of Galtrev. So we just follow this road down. And again, we're going to need 10 of these elder boars. Now there's going to be more than 10 around. Now, I think they will threaten to attack. Yeah, so we're going to have to manually smack these guys just to make them follow us. No, that's a Cohen. Okay, they've got a charge ability, so they can knock me down. And we've discovered Bloodtusk Den as well for our exploration deed. Right, let's just kill this lot. Oh, okay, one of them's charged me again. Surely I should have still been immune. You cheating buggers. Right, is this 5 or 6? It'll be 6. There we go. Donk. So we don't need to kill Bloodtusk himself. I think Bloodtusk has to be spawned in as well when we get that quest. We have to like trespass in his little cave and it makes him upset. Right, one of them is probably going to knock me. There we go. It was inevitable. This will be 9. There we go. And there should be plenty more down by the lake. Here we go. Any of these will do. I only need to kill one. No point killing more. But I think I mentioned previously there was a Beast Slayer deed for Dunland. As I thought there was. Because I managed to complete the last bit of the Beast Slayer deed off camera, I think, by just killing some random mob at the end of last time. Yeah, I think it was 100 for the normal, 200 for the advanced. So anything like a pig. Not sure if a wolf would count. I think there might be a separate wolf slayer deed. Let's have a look. But pretty much anything that is an animal of some generic nature should count towards it. So Dunland. So yeah, beast slayer, generic beasts, things like pigs. Probably the wolves as well, because there's not a separate wolf one. There is a warg slayer, slayer of the dead. Yeah, goblins, hostile Dunlandings, not friendly Dunlandings. You'll get in trouble for that. Crevane, orcs, half orcs, Uruk-hai. So yeah, there's quite a bit of mob diversity in the region actually, which is quite good. I mean, it is an expansion region. It's not like a smaller region that was released between expansions, where they're generally there's a lot of thematic consistency between what types of mods are available. Although these days they tend to make each region a bit more diverse, I mean, like for example, like in Dunland, you've got like a swamp area, you've got like a snowy mountain area, you've got areas that are like fields, areas that are like canyons. When we get to the Gap of Rohan, it completely thematically changes. We get some new styles of landscape over there when we get there. So let's talk to these guys then.
Greetings. Will you remain here long?
Well done, Pendulous. Only our greatest warriors were up to this great task without suffering mortal wounds. You have proven yourself to be quite a hunter. Even though you are a champion, I realize my mistake now. You are a valuable person to the people of Galtrev, especially now when the men are absent, because they've all marched off to war, if you remember. Even though, sir, you are a man, but I suppose you're probably an old man, so maybe you didn't have to get conscripted.
The Ukwirad requires us to give welcome to Devodiad.
You have done better than I expected. You are a truly remarkable warrior and hunter/champion. Better than any I have seen in my lifetime here in Galtrev. I am glad that you were not forced to join the war, Pendulous. Yeah, I'm not Dunlanding though, so I wouldn't be forced to join the war. Can't remember if we've seen that cosmetic. This is not a bad one. That's one of the ones I have in my wardrobe. Dies fairly nicely. It's just the padding that will die. You won't get the shoulders and stuff to die, but it's still quite nice. Boots, fairly plains on those ones. I wouldn't particularly use them. Talk to Lowry.
Sleep often escapes me, for the night shadows bring fear.
You have done well for an outsider, but I am not yet impressed.
The
Ding.
Tuchlooth have been destroyed. I pray to the Ukwirad that we will not be next.
Now that you have tried your hand at dealing with the nasty piglets, you should look to the great sire of this family, Big Bloodtusk. He is descended, they say, from an old and grizzled boar who wandered into Dunland from the far north and has only been seen by a few people. Now, I can't remember when Old Bloodtusk in Archit disappeared, but this might be a throwback to the fact that he was no longer living in Archit. You know, he came out of the north, he was called Bloodtusk. Bit too much to be a coincidence, I would imagine. There is a great den near Bloodtusk's dwelling, and it can only be his, but he is not there often. You should lure him there and try to make him attack you. I doubt you will survive, Pendulous, but at least it can be said that you were brave. Oh, thanks. That's very kind of you. So what you can offer me helm-wise? That's not too bad of a helm, although it will make our hair quite short and trimmed at the back there. Cape, pretty boring cloak there. The shoulder pads aren't too bad though. I think I've got this on my wardrobe as well. If you like a large, wide shoulder pad, that can be quite a nice one. I don't think it dies too much though. Let's go dark green. No, that's the back. Dark green shoulder pads. Yeah, it's just going to be the lining of that. So maybe you could do like a nice gold trim, silver trim, just to dress it up a bit. So we'll accept that. So now we have to go back out and lure Bloodtusk. But yeah, there should be no other quest to pick up. I'll try and keep my eyes on the thing as we go around. Was that sign always there? That little flag indicating that this is the battle hall? I don't think it was. I don't think I've noticed that before. Maybe I'm wrong. But certainly some other bits and pieces around have had some things above doors, although whether that was in Galtrev or I'm thinking of a different town, I can't be too sure. Right, so now we're going to go back out to the lake then. Bloodtusk's den is pretty much on the shore of the lake. It's just, oh, hello. The half-orc just spawned in there and then realised that he doesn't need to appear for me because I've already kicked him out of town, so he disappeared. So yeah, his den is slightly north of the lake. We need to just go prod around inside his cave and that, and he gets really upset that we're messing up his bed basically, and he comes charging out the lake. Probably doesn't knock down on us if these other boars are anything to go by. Here we go. Now we're gonna end up killing a few boars as collateral damage just because they're nearby. If I can just activate this before he gets angry. A great rustling and a splash can be heard from behind you. Look out! Oh no, he's not gonna. He's gonna roar at us. But look at the size of this pig. That is a great boar. I think we're getting a lot of bacon out of this guy. Right, murder, murder, murder. There we go. Now we can head back to Laurelin. I'll cheat this time. I'll just myth-record it. Otherwise, we'll be running back and forth for most of the episode.
Drogavar and Kunanoon hunt at night.
You? Why are you still alive, Pendulous? I heard the distant squeals of wild boars engaged in a great battle, and assumed you met an untimely end at the tusks of Bloodtusk. You certainly smell like a wild pig at the moment, but here you stand. Could this mean that you bested him? I suppose you are not so feeble as I presumed, Devodiad. That's nice of you. Right, so we added that in. So, if we haven't got anything left to do in town, our next destination then would be to carry on with the epic quest. So we just do a quick lap around, just make sure no more quest givers have activated around town. There shouldn't be any quests that start up in the top of town. Hello, Murray's now activated again.
The old woman of the mountain says we should not trust Devodiad.
So here goes. This is the vector quest of the next area. You have done a great deal for us here in Galtrev, Pendalas. I am sure you will be back, for our city is great. Yeah, sure. Compare this to Minas Tirith. It's probably not that great. Yet if you wish to continue your travels for Dunland, you should head south to the Starkmoor. I am sure there are folk in need of aid there as well. Perhaps they too feel the oppression of Isengard. Saruman has stretched his white hand perilously far into our lands. A fellow named Andras just led his caravan in that direction. Perhaps you can overtake him on the road, and he can show you around. So yeah, this is the vector down slightly southwest of Galtrev to the Starkmoor, which will be the next town we go to as part of the landscape questing. However, Volume 3, Book 4, which is the epic quest which we did a little bit for in Galtrev when we first arrived. We need to aid the people here, and then move on to Turmover in Tal Methedras. God, these pronunciations are going to kill me. So this is going to vector us in the complete opposite direction, up to the northeast, which is up here in this valley bit. So we're going to do a bit of epic story in this direction now. And I will probably cheat. So yeah, we could head east out of Galtrev. And there's like a mountain pass which will go and take us up there. I'm probably just going to cheat.
Greetings.
Over to the stable master. Just to save a little bit of riding time. Otherwise it'd be fairly boring. But you can also access this by going north through the Gravenwood to get to this location as well. So yeah, so this is the northern edge of the Gravenwood, like a misty wooded area. We'll tag this stable master.
The requires us to give welcome to Devodiad.
And then we'll mount up and we will head northeast, where there's going to be a checkpoint. And we end up going in like a little instanced version of the valley up here. Just because like things can change in here, and it's the easiest way of doing that. Because this is before they invented kind of like the more extensive. They introduced like phasing technology with this expansion, so you know NPCs could appear or disappear depending on what your quest states are. Or things could change. Then they expanded upon that when they did the next expansion, which was East Rohan, where you were literally able to rebuild a town from the ground up that had been burnt to the ground. So you know you start with burnt buildings, and as you repair each building, you know you see the repaired version. You can do upgrades to that building to, you know, put in flowers, put in walls and stuff. So, you know, it just kind of builds and builds and builds on the phasing tech that they started to introduce, just to make things a bit more alive, basically. So we need to speak to this checkpoint guard.
That old woman is always sending us help, but the help is never what we need.
The guard looks you up and down suspiciously. You say you have helped Catherine in Galtrev. That old woman is always sending us help. But the help is almost never what we need. If you and these rangers are different, I will bring you some to see Lou Brennan. But I hope you do not expect aid from us. The people of the Falcon have their own problems. So this is the Hebog Luf, the Falcon Clan. So we're going to speak to him.
I will bring you and your people to Turmover to speak with the Brennan.
And he's going to basically introduce us to their boss. I will bring you and your people to Turmover to speak with the Brennan. But I promise you nothing else. The Falcon Clan has its own problems to solve.
Word reached us, even in Enedwaith, that the Falcon Clan stood against Saruman. But will a common enemy serve to unite us as friends?
So we go with Halbrand and Lothrandir and Saradan. Remain alert, Pendulous, but try not to offend them. This is their land, and passage south will be easier if we can count the Falcon Clan among our allies. If half the stories they tell in Lanark about Lou Brennan are true, we do not need him as an enemy. This way, please. I have sent word ahead to Lou Brennan, and he is awaiting your arrival. Have we met Laurelin before? Or was it another name? Another sibling name than NPC. I'm sure we've met him. Here we go. There's loads of people thinking, who the hell are these guys? Welcome to Tal Methedras, strangers from the north. I am named Mare. I am the daughter of the Brennan. So she's the chieftain's daughter. We are honoured to meet you, Mayor of the Falcon Clan. Who throw that stone? So someone's just chucked a stone in the back of Ceradan's head. That's a bit rude. It is nothing, Pendulous. The stone only grazed me. I'm fine. I'm alright. It's fine. So speak to Matt. I will find out who threw that stone, and they will pay for it. You are the guests of my father, and you are under his protection while you are in our village. It is an affront to my father, it is an affront to me, and it is an affront to the Hebogluth. If I found out who threw that stone, he will never throw another. This way. So head up the top of the mountain. Gonna bump into another guy up here. I think he's gonna say something. Or we're gonna speak to him. Welcome to Tal Methedras, travellers from the north. It is hope of Lou Brennan that you share our desire for peace. Can there be friendship between our people? I will bring you to Lou Brennan. So we hand over to follow the next NPC. There is no need, Penrod. I am here. Men of the North, you must have spoken with Glyn Brennan of Lanuk. He received my message. I knew I could trust the boy Anarin to make good speed. Both counts are true. Anarin fulfilled his duty, and Glyn Brennan's resolve was strengthened. I am Halbarad, and this is Pendulous. These others are my kin. I can't be asked to introduce them, though. We seek the fast road south, but it must pass by Isengard. That road is not safe for enemies of the wizard. He is not fond of the Falcon Clan or our friends. It seems your feelings are not shared by all your people, Lou Brennan. What do you mean? My people do as I do. I found the villain, father. This is he who threw a stone at your honoured guests. These Devodia do not belong here. Cast them out, Brennan. The Hebogluth needs them not. That is not your decision to make, cur. They are under my protection. Penrod, bring my axe. That's a bit harsh, mate. My lord, Halbarad of the North, will you accept this man's life in satisfaction of my debt to you? I would not have this man slain, Halbarad. My people do not wish to spill the blood at our meeting, Lou Brennan. We both have enemies, though. Very well, I will have him locked up in our dungeon until I decide what to do with him. Bring him there, my daughter. That could be relevant, but bear in mind we've locked up this guy. It might be important to note that in a later quest line if I think we actually see him locked up. Okay, so we speak to Lou Brennan. I am sorry your welcome to Tal Methedras was marred in this way, Pendulous. Saruman will never command the loyalty of the Falcon Clan, and the more he tries, the stronger my resolve will grow. I had thought my people stood with me in this, but it seems some are unwilling to respect my wishes. The wizard sent an emissary to buy our loyalties with gold and silver. I have locked him in the dungeon. It will not be long before he sends another, but this one may have an army at his back. We can help you against Saruman, but first we need to prepare our own defenses. Your people and mine may disagree on many things. The gulf between us may be great. But on this we must agree. The wizard Saruman cares not for us. He cares not for Dunland. He looks down his nose at my people. He seeks to use us, then cast us aside. And I wager your distant northerners have not crossed his thoughts before. If If you help us ready for war, I think we can bring Saruman down to our level. Help us ready for battle against the wizard. We will remind him that the Falcon still has talons. So speak to Halbrand. We will help them make preparations, Pendulous. Our aims do not line up perfectly with those of the people of Dunland, but we do share a common enemy. Let Saruman be distracted by the Falcon Clan while we make our way through the Gap of Rohan unobserved. We will help you ready for war with Saruman, Lou Brennan. Tell us what we can do. Speak to Lou Brennan again. Penrod will tell you what still needs to be done. I will show you to him. Isn't he just standing off to the side at this point, or did he disappear somewhere? Oh, here he is.
For my part, I am glad to have your help. Even the Falcon cannot stand alone.
For my part, I am glad to have your help, Pendulous, and that of the Rangers. Even the Hebok Luf cannot stand against Saruman alone. So I finished that.
It took only courage to win battles against wizards. This would be done already.
So we're going to have a follow-up quest, but I think we're going to stop this episode here then, and then we'll carry on with more of the epic story next time. So until then, see you guys later.